Hey there, my friend. So, I'm sure you've already heard the news that's got all of Chiefs Kingdom holding its breath. Patrick Mahomes, our guy, went down with an ankle injury in the fourth quarter against the Browns. Let me tell you, it's not just any sprain, it's a high ankle sprain. NFL insiders like Ian Rappaport and Mike Florio are calling it week to week, which is sports talk for we're not really sure how long he'll be out. What's wild is that Mahomes himself didn't seem too certain about the timeline in his post-game interview. He admitted it's one of those injuries where the real pain hits the next day. You know how it is. Adrenaline keeps you going during the game. But once it wears off, reality kicks in. He even said he felt like he could have finished the game. But in the end, Carson Wentz had to step in. What do you think about that decision? Would you have risked it and kept Mahomes on the field? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your take. It's crazy to think about, isn't it? One moment we are cruising to a win, and the next, our entire season feels like it's hanging by a thread. The Chiefs did finish strong with a 21-7 victory. But let's be real, it didn't feel like much of a celebration with Mahomes leaving the field on a cart. Did you catch that moment? It was like time stood still. Alright, here's a quick poll for you. How confident are you in the Chiefs without Mahomes? Drop your vote in the comments. 1 to 4 if we are doomed, or 10-4 if we've got this. But hang tight, this is just the beginning. Next, we are diving into exactly why Mahomes is so critical to this team and what his absence could mean. Alright, let's talk about Patrick Mahomes. You and I both know he's not just any quarterback. He's the quarterback. Think about it. In just 6 seasons, the guy has accomplished more than most players do in their entire careers. 3 Super Bowl rings, 2 MVP awards, 6 Pro Bowl selections. Should I keep going? Now, here's a question for you. What's your favorite Mahomes moment? Was it the no-look pass, the left-handed throw, or maybe that legendary Super Bowl comeback against the 49ers? Drop it in the comments. I want to see if we agree. But back to the point. It's not just about the stats or the highlight reels. Mahomes has been the heartbeat of this team. Under his leadership, we've made the playoffs 6 straight seasons. 6. That's not luck. That's consistency. Coming into this week, the Chiefs were 86-23 in games he started. Just let that sink in. But you know what really sets Mahomes apart? It's his ability to turn nothing into something. You've seen it. Defenders closing in, everything breaking down, and somehow, Mahomes still makes magic happen. That's exactly why losing him, even for a short time, is such a huge deal. It's like trying to replace a unicorn with a regular horse. Here's something to think about. If Mahomes had stayed in the game, do you think the score would have been different? Could we have put up 30? Maybe even 40 points? Let's hear your predictions in the comments. Alright, we've established how much of a game changer Mahomes is. But what happens when he's not on the field? That's where things get interesting. And we're about to dive into some of the challenges this team has faced, even with him under center. Stay tuned. Alright, let's get real for a second. Even with Patrick Mahomes at the helm, the Chiefs' offense hasn't exactly been the unstoppable force it once was. And if you've been watching closely, you probably saw this coming. Remember when Tyreek Hill got traded to the Dolphins? Yeah, that was a game changer. Sure, we managed to adjust for a while. In 2022, guys like Juju Smith-Schuster and Marquez Valdez-Scantling stepped up. They weren't Tyreek, but they got the job done. and we brought home another Lombardi trophy. But after Juju left for the Patriots, things started to get shaky this season. It's been rough, Rashee Rice showed flashes of brilliance, but then we lost him for the season. Marquise Brown was supposed to help, but injuries have kept him off the field too. At one point, it felt like we were relying on Travis Kelce to do everything. And don't get me wrong, Kelce is still the best tight end in football, but even he can't carry the entire offense on his back. Here's a question for you. Which receiver do you think has stepped up the most this year? Is it Kadarius Toney, Sky Moore, or maybe even Justin Watson? Let me know. I want to hear your thoughts. And then came the trade for DeAndre Hopkins. Finally, it looked like the Chiefs were reloading their arsenal. But let's be honest, without Mahomes, even the best receivers in the league can't thrive. He's the one who makes this offense tick, who turns broken plays into touchdowns. It's a tough pill to swallow, but the truth is, this offense has vulnerabilities, and Mahomes has been the glue holding it all together. Now, with him sidelined, the spotlight is on Carson Wentz. Can he step up and keep this team afloat? That's exactly what we are about to tackle next. Alright, let's talk about the man stepping into some massive shoes. Carson Wentz. Now, I know what you're thinking. Wentz? Really? And yeah, it's fair to have doubts. He hasn't exactly been the most consistent quarterback in recent years. But let's give the guy a fair shake here. Wentz brings something valuable to the table. Experience. This isn't some rookie being thrown to the wolves. He's been a starter, played in big games, and dealt with his own share of adversity. Remember his MVP caliber season with the Eagles before his injury? Sure, that was a while ago, but the talent is there. Here's the real question. Can Wentz keep the Chiefs competitive until Mahomes is back? It's not like we're asking him to be Mahomes, because, let's face it, no one can be Mahomes. What we need is someone who can manage the game, avoid turnovers, and let the rest of the team do their thing. So, what do you think? Do you trust Wentz to hold it down for a few games? Give me a thumbs up or thumbs down in the comments. Or better yet, rate your confidence level from 1 to 10. But let's be real, the stakes couldn't be higher. The AFC is stacked, and every game matters. Wentz doesn't just need to play well, he needs to play smart. And with weapons like Kelce and Hopkins at his disposal, there's hope. Still, it all comes back to Mahomes. The team can patch things up for now, but for the Chiefs to go the distance, they need their leader back. That brings us to the million-dollar question. What's next for Mahomes and this team? Stick around, because we are breaking it all down in the final chapter. So here we are, my friend. It's crunch time, and the big question on everyone's mind is, what happens now? The Chiefs are still in the hunt, but without Mahomes, the road ahead looks a lot bumpier. Let's break it down. First, the good news. This isn't Mahomes' first brush with adversity. Remember when he dislocated his knee back in 2019? Everyone thought the season was over, but he came back just a few weeks later and led us to the playoffs. He's a warrior, plain and simple, but recovering from a high ankle sprain isn't something you can rush, especially when every game counts. That's where you come in. Chiefs Kingdom is known for being one of the most passionate fan bases in the NFL. Now's the time to rally behind the team, whether it's showing love for Wentz, hyping up our defense, or just keeping the energy alive at Arrowhead. So, here's my question for you. What's the best way for fans like us to support the team during this stretch? Drop your ideas in the comments. I want to feature some of the best ones in the next video. Looking ahead, it's all about the short-term grind. The Chiefs need to focus on winning just enough to stay in the playoff hunt until Mahomes is back. And let's not forget, the defense has been lights out this season. If they can keep games close, even a conservative offense led by Wentz might be enough to scrape out some wins. But let's not sugarcoat it. Mahomes is the engine that makes this team go. The sooner he's back, the better. The season, the playoffs, and maybe even another Super Bowl run all hinge on his recovery. Until then, we've got to hold the line. All right, before we wrap up, I've got one last poll for you. How confident are you that the Chiefs can make a deep playoff run this year? Vote in the comments and tell me why. And hey, if you're still with me, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell icon so you don't miss the next update. We'll be following this story closely, and I'll be here to break it all down for you. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Chiefs.